We'll quickly start. Let's start with my intro first, in a very quick, short intro. So this is a 3 days workshop. I'll be taking your first 3 days, and the next week, the following 3 days will be taken by another brother. So again, my name is Jahidul Islam. Some of you may have went through my LinkedIn profile. I currently work for Amazon as a system development engineer, and as well, I do also run a bootcamp school called Izaan School. A full-fledged bootcamp school is a Texas state-approved school. And then also on the side, I run another recruiting firm called Connect Talents. That's about me, a short. I'm a very passionate coach. I have been teaching people, I think, over 6 years in tech. This is something I love to do. I hope end of this session, you will have some value. We'll be able to add some value in your, portfolio. Who needs certification? Let me answer this question first, okay? Do everyone need certification? In my opinion, no, not everyone needs certification. Okay. Is it mandatory to get a job? The answer to the question is no. Number 3 question, if someone asks that, is certification going to help me to learn? The answer is actually 50-50. It will help you to learn. Also, it will not help you to learn. Like, it will help you to learn to a certain extent, but I do not believe it will help you to learn to the extent that you have enough skill set to demonstrate at your work, if that makes sense. This is how I can give an example. So for your work, out of 10, if you need excellency on any of these services, let's say 7 or 8, to gain a certification, you need excellency on those services, maybe in the scale of 10, maybe 4 to 5, not 7, 8. Okay. So what does it mean? To get the certifications, you may not have to know a service in depth, right? When I say in depth, I refer to an extent that you be able to get some job accomplished, right? So even you get a certification, it doesn't give you assurance or guarantee that you are a qualified engineer. Okay. So then why I will learn the certification, right? Very simple question. You will learn certification because some companies, like if you go to a company, there is a mandate that out of 10 engineers, 5 need to have AWS certifications. So the company will advocate that, okay, hey, go ahead and get AWS certification done. We will give you maybe the exam fees or 50% of the exam fee, right? Or maybe the full fee. Especially those AWS partner network. There are some companies, they are named as APN, AWS Partner Network. To keep their status up to date, they have to qualify. They have to keep a certain number of certified engineer within their pool. So again, so that's one requirement. One point is your company may force you to do it. It is their mandate to keep their certain status. Number 2, you may do it because you want a greater visibility. What does it mean? So some employers, they're gonna say that, hey, without AWS certifications, we are not going to hire any engineer. At that point, you are in trouble now, right? Because you are losing those jobs. You're not getting that opportunity. Now those companies is putting mandate just because they have some requirement internally, right? So you will have less visibility. Number 3 is the filtering mechanism by many employers. They may say, hey, only AWS certified DevOps engineers or engineers, software engineers, we're gonna hire for the role. We're gonna interview, because now we have many people and they require some criteria to filter them out. So this can be one criteria to some employer, not all of them. Another thing is, so it means that if you have an AWS certification, it can actually increase your visibility. Now, when I say increasing, if it increases your visibility, that means you will be able to appear in an interview, which is great. But can you crack the interview because you are certified? Do you think they're going to give you a job because you are certified? Is there anyone who thinks this way? No.
No, you need to solve their problems.
Yeah, so you have to break or pass the exam, right? Interview, where you will have to demonstrate your capabilities, right? They have to gain confidence and trust and believe that, okay, you have to produce artifacts or proof, right? That you are capable enough to continue their work or to carry out their job, right? Now we have like a bit clear picture, right? That why we really, why we really need to get certifications, and why we should not take a certification, right? Is this now clear to you, or any of you are now is there any of you like confused by listening last few minutes, or is there anyone who is feeling demotivated to get certified by listening my narratives? I'm just trying to make sure that you don't get the wrong message. No confusion. So if I summarize, right, certification can increase your visibility, but it can never give you assurance or guarantee to get a job. To get a job, you will have to gain skills. Skills means an in-depth idea about certain services, technologies to solve the problems, right? You can pass the certification by doing some high-level studies, by running some exercise and things like that. Many of the certifications, not all the certifications. Some certifications is impossible to pass just by doing a regular thing, right? There's a different discussion. So coming back to certification path, right? So let's go ahead and find out what AWS is. AWS certification path, certifications. Okay, if you go here, let's see what we have. So if you look at the certification path, the latest one, the first one starts with cloud practitioner. It's a foundational. Now, if you're someone within AWS, within AWS means you have been working within AWS for a year or so, or 2 or 3, impossible. You don't need the certification. I never appeared the certification. Okay. I never appeared cloud practitioner certification. Even when I started my brand new certification, I didn't hit that one. So I'll tell you which one I prefer someone technical to hit. When I say technical, that means I am assuming that you are at least intact, you have done something, you are not extremely fresher. For those folks, if you're fresher, definitely you should start with cloud practitioner, right? There is no doubt. Now, this is one exam. Now there are some exams. I will classify the exams for your better understanding. Now there are exams called associate level exams. This exam, like data engineer associate, developer associate, solution architect associate, CSOPs administrator, administrator associate. So there are 4 associate level certification. Data engineer certification is a new certification in this associate level. It was not there in the past. I do not know exactly when they introduced it. It might be a year or so, or maybe 6 months. But I cannot recall. I do not know exact timeline, but it was not there in the past. So you have practitioner or foundational level certificate at the beginning, and then you have 4 associate level certificates, and then you have something called professional certificate. So there are 2 professional certificates. One is DevOps engineer professional, another one is solution architect professional. Now, I will give a pause up to here. In this class, I will only talk about associate level and cloud practitioner. I will not talk about professional. It is, and I'll tell you my reasons why I will not. Now, next level of certification is specialty certification. You can see there are a bunch of specialty. One is networking specialty, machine learning specialty, security specialty. Now, these are very specialized one, focusing on some certain areas. Now, coming back to like, what are the difference between them, right? Especially between associate and professional certificate. Associate certificates are, I think, 65 questions with 1 hour, 30 minutes time frame. I'm just talking all from my brain. We will open up those things and we will see what the exact numbers is. There are exam guidelines and whatnot. And the professional certifications is actually 3 hours. Now, you really don't need professional. Okay. It's really not important, even mid-level positions. You will start with cloud practitioner. In this class, we'll talk some part. Let's say we have 1 hour time in hand. So we will talk about cloud practitioner a bit, and then we will talk about how you can prepare for associate. And I will give you some resources to prepare. So far, any question? No question? Yeah, I will give you suggestion. You will have end-to-end suggestion by next 1 hour. Sorry, if I have answered that question. So you will get at least, because you will start with cloud practitioner and associate. You will have enough time to figure out what you will do with professional. Professional is extremely intensive certification, and it is not recommended for any fresher. Okay, so I will definitely leave with all the resources and examples within this ticket as I proceed. Is that fine?
So the only thing that I wanted to know about are the resources to get through this particular certification, be a associate or a professional. Is there does AWS provide itself at a free cost, or to get trained on getting on associate as well as professional level, one needs to get those particular resources at a paid price, or how does one go about finding those resources that would and exactly a planned path, right? Okay, these are the things that I'll do, or would help me to cover 80% of my preparation for the certifications. So, is there something likewise, or we need to kind of get enrolled into some paid courses to get through this? How does AWS give or promote uh, people to take these particular certification? What resources does AWS itself provide? Yeah.
Okay, so have you here are you with us from the first day of the session, or
Yes, yes, Jahid.
okay, so did you went through the Educate website? AWS
No, no, educate one. Yes, yet to have create the account
Okay,
over
so I
there.
will give a short answer of your question, right? Which I have given already in this session. I will let you go from this class with a clear guideline to appear exam, to test yourself, point to know when you are ready, and then how you go and get scheduled. Everything you need, I will drop you in today's session. Max, it may cost you $50 to buy the resources or exam papers or small courses, things like that. Okay. Or
Okay,
maybe $100. And then
okay.
exam. Okay. If you are self-paced, if you are motivated, this is more than enough. And this is a battle tested resources I will give you.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Okay.
thanks. Yeah.
And you can definitely find other resources. There is no problem at all. You can take many other people's suggestions, those who are appearing AWS exams. But I will give you something which you can start with, and it is battle tested. Okay. And it is the exactly same thing we do give to our candidates. This is what I suggest everyone to do. So don't worry on that. Just allow me 60 minutes. Okay. If you are not satisfied with this, just ask me a question. I can clarify that what else the process you should follow. Okay. Are we good? Same pace?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So so we have this exam here. So let's pick one. Okay. Let's pick this. I would just avoid maybe, I'm not sure should I pick cloud practitioners, but maybe let's be, as many of you are fresher, let me open this one. So this is our very fundamental information they have. It's a 90 minutes exam, 65 questions. It costs you $100. You can do online. You can also go in the Pearson VUE testing center. My strong recommendation is not to appear online proctored exam. Okay. If you are ready for, I'll tell you how to get ready, but do not schedule this exam online if you are until unless not in the middle of desert. If you're in a city like in big cities like Dallas, Austin, New York and whatnot, you will find exam center near you for sure. Okay, Pearson VUE approved exam center for sure you will find, and you will be able to schedule and go on site, give your exam there. Online proctored exam has a lot of problem. You may lose the connections and whatnot. There is a lot of nasty problems we have heard in the past. So I strongly recommend people to go on site and appear on site. That's one thing. The other thing is that schedule and whatnot. Let's go to prepare for exam, and we will also try to find out some white paper here. You can see here, prepare for exam. They have left you with some resources. Okay, they have left you with some free resources. You can utilize these free resources if you want. Let me just have a separate section for cloud practitioner. Let me have, this is one resource. Okay. So this is one of the, so my suggestion would be go ahead first, use these resources, right? what is this exam guideline and whatnot. Exam guideline, I will go with you here few minutes to talk about this. But also you can do little bit of this stuff. Standard course they are referring to, but I will give you another course which may be more better than what they are giving here. The skill builder will ask you money. It is actually free. You can try. It is 4 hours 30 minutes. I think it should have enough information, so you can utilize this as well. But I will leave you with one more resources. Now coming back to this talks about how the exam looks like. It actually gives you, this is a AWS official document where they outline that how does the exam will look like, right? It talks about who are those targeted audience. You can see it is not actually targeting the engineers. It is targeting mostly people related with AWS work, but they are not full-fledged engineers, full-fledged developers or DevOps engineers, because it is a very surface level exam. And but exam content will be multiple choice and multiple response. There are some examples too, and it will cover these few domains. There are 4 domains it's going to cover. It's going to cover cloud concept. It's going to cover security and compliance, which also include IAM. It's going to talk about cloud technologies and services. And finally, it's going to talk about billing, pricing, and support. These are the 4 domains it's gonna cover, right? So for this 4 domain, it also going to explain you here what level of knowledge, what level of services they want you to know. So you can read through this and understand, right? As you proceed, you can spend your time and understand this. Is it so important for you to understand? Honestly speaking, reading exam white paper will make yourself confident that what you need to learn, right? So this is called exam white paper, where really they define what need to be learned. I'm going to copy this exam white paper. We say exam white paper, okay? I'm going to just drop the link. Then maybe I can be a little bit nice, right? Exam white paper. I want to rest assure all of you, right? Those who are here. These exams are a little bit intensive. This is true. But can someone learn this and appear and get certified? If that is a question, it is definitely doable. Okay, it is definitely doable. I have done both of my certification when I started my DevOps journey, before my DevOps journey. Okay, by my own. And finding out resources like this, I didn't get chance to ask someone that what resources I should follow. Right, back in I think it was 2019. Okay, so there are plenty resources now. There are plenty people you can talk to. I was not fortunate to have that much connection, but there are plenty things you can do it. But it requires a certain methodology to follow, right? And that is something I'm going to pass. I'm passing you at this point here. So reading this white paper will be one of your first attempt. The second attempt is gonna be whatever they said here. You can follow this. Whatever they said here. Go read all these, prepare for exam, okay? Prepare for exam, go, copy link to highlight. Next attempt will be use all these resources, right? Okay, I'm just trying to do it a little bit better way. Right, let's continue, right? And what else? Let's go number 4. And here, one thing I just want to show you here before I proceed next. Assess your exam readiness. There should be some 10 questions, practice question or something like that. Oh, actually, there is a small exam. So you can go ahead and appear this small exam. Actually, I can sign into my skill builder. Let me see if my login and credentials are all good. Do I want to log in with this? I don't want to, I think. Sorry, I don't want to go with my corporate account. So let me go with oh, it is now actually paid. So I do not have the paid one. Let me check if anything saved or not. Okay, so I think I'm in with my partner network account. Oh shoot, they're asking me to choose the password. Okay, let me just set the password. You cannot reuse this old password. Okay. 1 second, let me reset my password. I wanted to show that how does it look like. Some exam questions. Skip. Let's go learn. Let me try to click this one more time. This time it should take me to the program. Okay, no, I don't want to get started with that. Access this course and more with unlock hands-on training, but it should be paid. Okay, let's go ahead and check this program. This is the one. This is actually the exam questions, okay? So you can come here and practice. This is one type of resources. But do I have enough trust on this type of resources? Honestly speaking, I do not have enough trust on this type of resources. I have, because these are like not really, because when you prepare for exam, you have to use something harder than what it is going to be in exam. And these questions within AWS Skill Builder are not actually as hard as it should be. So you may have a fake impression of your readiness. Okay. So again, these resources you can log in and try to utilize them. That would be like one resource, but this may not be your primary resource. It can be your secondary resource. So you can use them, read, and prepare. I think here is one more course. I'm not sure why I can't get access. If it asks me to. Oh, okay. I was about to enroll actually. Start learning now. So it has those modules. Start learning now. Let me check. Okay, so I'll just open those modules, right? Look at this module on the right. They will do some introduction to cloud computing and whatnot. They will talk about the exam and exam style. They will talk about these white papers just now I showed you. They will talk about different domain, about cloud concept, security and compliance. And under cloud concept, they have around 8 or 6 resources. And then also under security, they have a bunch of them. So they are going to cover all the domain here, but this may not be enough. Okay, this may not be enough. According to my earlier experience with Skill Builder, if they has an improved it much, it is not enough to pass exam. Okay, so it is one resource. So you need to understand that you need to utilize multiple resources. Some resources we name as secondary resource. Some resources you can use as primary resource. So this is actually a secondary resource. It is not a primary resource. Okay. And for this one, I am not sure why I'm unable to enroll or check. It's a fundamental one, and I'm really not sure. Okay, let me just try in a different way. Course catalog. But I don't see any option. Do you see any option? This is the one just now we saw. Okay, the CFL2. Okay, you guys can figure out in AWS Skill Builder. It's called AWS Skill Builder. I would recommend that you can have this one, but because Skill Builder was free in the past, okay, but now it is not free. I am logging in using my API network account, which is a different account, but it is now actually paid. So unfortunately, I don't recommend this at this point because it just paid. It was free in the past actually. Sorry to say, is paid. Sorry, it will cost you money. So this is one. Now I will go to another paid one. Let me go to Udemy. I will show you one course. I believe that course has enough resources for you to be prepared for cloud practitioner. I should have it open in somewhere because I checked it before I came here. Yeah, I think I have it here. So again, it is not 150. When you sign in, it will show you $15 or $20, something like that. It just plays with us, right? I think many of you know about this. All of you are aware about Udemy. So here, technically, they covers a lot of stuff I checked earlier, right? They covered number of sessions on cloud computing, give you some basic understanding. They cover like things, see how many they cover within IM, right? 19 lectures, right? Although this is 56 minutes, I think in every minute there are some small example and whatnot. I didn't look at those videos, okay? But I know this is one of the good one because it has, I think, over 2 lakhs of reviews. So it is very one of the very early resource. So you can just blindly follow, right, to learn. Why? Because when you learn, there are like few small things you need to know as a cloud practitioner. It's not like something in depth. So there's like one resource. You can follow this video to this tutorial to learn and to get ready for the exam, right? And the second one, let me just make sure that I copy this link. How do I copy this link? Is there any way I can share? You can say share, copy. Yes, I'm gonna share this one. I recommend. Yeah, I have no relationship with him. Okay, I will not get any discount. Percent is from me. Okay, I recommend this course to learn to prepare for cloud practitioner. Okay, also CP exam. This course, recommend this course. You can use this as primary resource. AWS Cloud Practitioner exam prep exam questions. I'm trying to give you a sample question. 6 practice exam question. I'm trying to find the John Bosso one. Sorry, I'm in my other screen, other part of the screen. So here, once you are done with the course, my recommendation will be, let's say you are done with the course, what just now I shared with you, okay? Your following step will be, this is not a course, okay? This is exam papers. You can see it has 6 mock exam papers. If you can appear these exam papers with above 75 to 80% mark, if you see the white paper, the pass mark is around 72%. Okay, if I'm not very much wrong, passing score is around 700, which is about 70%, because the exam will be scored on 1000. Okay, so if you get around 75 to 80% mark in those few exams, 6 test exams, you are now ready for the what? Ready to schedule the exam in exam center. Are we clear here? Once, step 5.
Can you repeat this?
Yeah, I'm going to write it for everyone's clarity. 1 second. Once step 5 is done, go ahead and appear test or mock exam using this course. Are we clear? It will not be $100, okay? It will be just wait for, if it shows you $100 when you try to buy, just wait 1 day, 2 day. Or it's 815. Okay, we are almost done. Is there any confusion up to here? That what are the resources and how should you proceed for cloud practitioner? Anyone have any confusion on this? No? We all are clear? I'm just not sure why this one is. We all are good? Okay. If we all are good, then I'm also good. You have the clear guideline. So you start with reading exam white paper. You start with reading about certificate, cloud practitioner exam. Read so you understand what is this, and then I refer to some resources. Those are all secondary resources, not primary resources. From number 1 to number 4, these are all your secondary resource, not the primary resource, according to my recommendation. Number 5 is your primary resource, which is main resource. Finish this program, this course, practice, 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 do your own study and whatnot, and then go to number 6. Number 6 is a place where you test yourself, that how much I have learned. Okay, how much I have learned, and then if you get around 75 to 80% mark within those exams, you are good to go for exam. You should now go ahead and book your exam in any exam center, and you should happily come out with a pass result. This is not guaranteed, but I can be 99% sure. Okay, so if you have any question on this, I can take the question after this session. And sorry, after at 8:30 when you guys come back for the from Maghrib prayer, and then we can continue on the associate level exam, and then we should be done for the session.
Sorry, what time we resume?
8:30 Central Time.
Okay,
30 minutes from now. Okay. Okay. All right. Anyone have any question on this few suggestion for the cloud practitioner exam? No question?
Not from me.
Okay. All right. No question is good question. Right. Continue. Thank you. Whoever replied, thank you. And I will now go to associate one, okay? If you are already in tech, somehow you are doing something in some other field, I don't suggest you to take practitioner one. Okay? I don't suggest you to take practitioner. It's just like too layman. But still, like, if you wanted to start with and get that one certified, and that's fine. That's also okay. There is no hard rule, okay? But here is one thing which I didn't mention, I would like to call out here. This particular exam set, as I said, I never appeared cloud practitioner exam. This particular exam set, I'll show it in the associate one. That will make sense that there is a reverse way to do the study. I'll tell you the reverse mechanism using exam questions. Okay. Bear with me for the second one. AWS Solution Architect exam. AWS Solution Architect. So I will pick only one associate level certificate, and I can leave you some resources on that, at least one. Okay. I'm trying to find some resources to give. Okay, this could be again, one thing you guys need to understand. Those courses, like if you do those online courses, is it like 100% gonna cover, like, are you going, if you finish the course, you mean 100% ready? No. So course will help you to know the services, know things what you need to know, right? But when you go start practicing for the exams, you will find a lot of problems, and you will see there are a lot of lackings of your learning. So you fail fast and recover those learnings. I will explain that process in a few minutes. Okay. First of all, let me just try to make sure that I give you this resource. Associate exam. And if you try to prepare for this exam, again, you will find all these, you should start with the same step 1 to 4 or 3. Like here, you should go to the exam, which is solution architect. So solution architect, developer associate, this would be my recommended cert. And then if you're someone interested in understanding data engineering, you can definitely take this route. But the methodology I'm going to tell you that how to get ready for the exam, it is applicable for all of them. It will work for all of them. So coming back to here, if we go inside, so that's your first place to start reading. You must read this page. That's my strong recommendation. That will give you a fair understanding on what you are trying to achieve. So there's the first resource. Read this. Second one is, let's go back. Second one will be the exam white paper. Go ahead, read exam white paper. This exam is $150 and 130 minutes. Download exam guide. So if you go to exam guide, this is actually, we are referring to exam white paper. It has 4 modules. It talks about what are the services it expects you to learn, what are the skills it is expecting you to learn in this area, what are the knowledge and skills. So all the details are outlined here. But do you have to know all of them line by line? Honestly speaking, no. If you try to read all of them, you'll be frustrated and exhausted. But again, for your understanding, you should read it. That will give you some fair idea that I have a main outline using which I can understand what is in the exam, what going to be in the exam, right? Excuse me, guys. So you can see the doc is a little bit long. So I will leave this doc. Remember, you must read this exam white paper, okay? It is just reading, it is not learning. Number 3, I'm going to now refer to you same courses you should go as a secondary resource, whatever they suggest here, prepare for exam. These are all from the skill builder, right? And some training for the free training you can see here. So all I can do, prepare for exam, go to this section, utilize all those resources, okay? Copy link to highlights. I'm gonna say learn using all those free resources. Here is the link. All right. Now, these are all actually secondary resource, okay? These are all secondary resource. These are not primary resource. Do you guys understand the difference between secondary resource and primary resource? Like, what is the context, what I refer to? Anyone confused in that state? Secondary resource doesn't mean I'm not saying you to go, it is not required. It is required, but it will not be enough. That's what I'm trying to mean. So you must go over them and have some fair idea or understanding, but you stick to your primary resource to finish up the main curriculum and then appear at the exam. Are you all in same page?
Yep, got it.
What did I show here? This is the preparatory course I already gave, right? No, this is not correct. No, this is correct. This is the secondary resource I referred to, right? And the other one I'm referring to is this. 1 second. This one. Same guy, right? He has a huge review. I didn't do his course, okay? Because I have used some other resources, which I'm not suggesting at this moment, right? But there is still a critical resource I will share to you and I will walk you through, which is exam sets. And that's more important than the courses. Courses will allow you to learn service A, B, and C in a systematic way. And more or less, almost every mentors or teachers or courses will have similar quality of things. So you may not struggle following that. But how you prepare using mock exams, it is very critical. So I will talk about that at least 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes to give you some better idea. So again, this is the course I was talking about, 27.5 hours. You can go over this course and finish all these lectures one after other. It may take you a month or more than that. I do not know how much time it will take based on who you are, and what is your exposure. How much time you can spend. That is also a matter of fact, right? If you can spend, if you have to spend more time, so you will have to spend more time. So if you go there, they will help. It will help you to go service by service, and there are exercise and there are projects. Like not a projects, I would say small exercise. They do some demonstration, and you go read, and then there are AWS documentation. So these courses will actually guide you all the way along, right? In our case, sorry, go ahead.
Question. Yeah, I took some other courses, one or two courses from Udemy. So compared to those, what is the value of this one?
I
Like,
don't know which course you did, right?
no, yeah, you don't know, but how is this? Like, is this a very good course? Like, it covers all the services. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So see, I have a different things. I will just speak in few minutes that will give you a clarity, right? I'm not much worried about what course you take, honestly speaking. Which online course you take, I'm not much worried about it. Why, I will tell you. As I said, if someone talks about S3, for example, there is a certain level of things they will talk. A service, I'm talking about, let's say Lambda, right? So they will talk about Lambda certain things. But after that, it is you to go ahead and look into the documentation, look into the, make your hands dirty. It's your job. Because in this type of 10 minutes, 20 minutes videos, it's not enough for your exam preparation, but it will help you to kickstart. It will break the fear of a certain service. You know from where to start. If that makes sense to you, right? No? Like, for example,
Yes, it makes sense.
I did, let's say, Lambda, right? And it just gave you an opportunity to go ahead and play around Lambda, right? But did I cover everything from Lambda? Impossible. I didn't even cover 1%. If we go about in depth on Lambda, I hasn't covered 1% actually, honestly speaking. So all these video courses will allow you to go into the console or maybe CLI or whatever the programmatic means. It will give you those foundation. So once you finish them, now you have a fair idea about 20, 30 common services, right? At that point, you will sit down to those mock exams I was referring to. I will refer to another mock exam shortly. And once I refer to the mock exam, I'll give you a further clarification, right? So the course is just for you to have a reference that, hey, I'm watching this video, I'm going to replicate this. Now, when you do that, you will get more leads, right? More detailed information. You will have to read documentation. For example, AWS Lambda documentation, right? AWS documentation. This is the official document from AWS, right? If you go to this documentation, right? Let's say developer guide. Just see how big is this. That means this many things. There is, in terms of learning, there are this many things available, right? For this service. Do you need all this information? Honestly speaking, you don't need. So that tutorial will help you to give you some guideline. You come back, you do practice, you read documentation, you do exercise. That's how you make yourself better. I hope that gives you a explanation.
Yeah, thank you.
That course cannot prepare you for the exam. Write it down somewhere. If you finish that course 27 hours and you have done all the practice and I'm fully ready for exam, no, you are not. You are not. If you go to the practice exam, highly likely you will get 30% or 40%. You will not get 70%. If you have done the course really, really well, maybe 40%, maybe 50%. Again, I'm not giving a guarantee. I'm talking about the general things. You might some of you might be exceptional, right? I'm talking about it in a general perspective. If you finish those online course and try to sit down, even you get 30% mark, I will be very much, I will say you did great. You have learned a lot from the course, right? So then now question is, Jahidul, how do I push myself from this 30% to 70 to 75%? This should be a follow up valid question, right?
Yep.
That if I finish that course, the junk course you are referring to, you're saying these are very, very big course because they have around 2 lakhs reviews, right? One of the highest reviews this guy have. And I'm seeing him, I think, over 6 years. So he is surviving. People are buying his course. That I didn't take his course. I just gave a footnote. I will give you my better tested resources right after this. So the purpose of this online course, which I'm not much worried, is just to make sure that you go over maximum services because you cannot really get all these things from someone. So you have to really follow a structure and then finish it up. If you are not taking a 6 months program, right, where we go over those bunch of services, maybe more services, more in depth, right? So if you are not taking those long programs, these courses can help you to self-learn, right? But we need to set the expectation right, that these courses are not enough to pass the exam.
Sorry, I don't want to derail, but then my issue is that I am an expert in some area because I'm using AWS for quite some time, but I know very little on some other area. So that's why I feel I should still go through this course and your certification.
Yeah, so that's the point, right? So if you go through the course, right, you will see the certain things that, oh, this is easy peasy. You're gonna skip and go next one, right? And if you're already working in some areas of AWS, so my suggestion would be a little bit different. I'll go to that reverse mechanism shortly, okay?
Okay, got it.
Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. This standard suggestion for anyone who never exposed or who never been experienced, okay? Or maybe has done very little work, right? Now the next thing, this is my favorite certificate, which I will refer to you. Favorite program, favorite things which I said battle tested. It is being advised by many big companies in terms of preparing exam. Oh gosh. Okay, let me find out. Yeah, it's called John Bosses, something like that. Give me a minute, I'll find out. It should be somewhere. Certified solution. Where is that? John, come on. Yeah, it's called John Bonso. Okay, he's a Filipino guy. He really created some great resources. I have used them back in 2019. And now it is really improved. So, and I went to a couple of companies where I have seen the other engineers, many engineers, they advocate it. So I'm a big fan of this. Let me just make sure I find that exam paper, because exam paper is the right place to learn, actually. Now you can think, Jahidul, how we learn by doing exam paper, right? That will be your next question to me, but I will give you the answer, okay? Give me a second. Okay, how do I get this one? It's called John. John, where is John? Yeah, John. Do you see John? Yeah, this guy, right? So if you go here for John, can you see the instructor name? Where's his name? Do you see the instructor name here? I purchased this course in the past, right? I think this is the course. Yeah, this is the course, okay?
I think when you go in, it will show you the structure, I guess.
Yeah, this is the course. This is my, go to the course. If I say go to the course. Okay, I copied the link, okay? Let me just make sure I put this one there. So this is my battle tested course to do. But just give me 5 minutes, exam paper or mock exam course, whatever. Course to do. Did I put this one? I think I didn't, right? This is the one, and solution architect one. Okay. I wanted to recheck the URL. Give me a moment. So this is for that exam, right? 27 hours. 27 hours. And then you have, what the heck? Okay, so then you have mock course, which is, did I take solution architect or developer associate? Oh, I took developer associate. Both is fine, but let me find out solution architect too, okay? Give me a second. Solution architect associate practice exam. Okay, so let's go ahead. If you prepare for any of these, my suggestion is if someone is experienced, to start with developer associate instead of solution architect. But you can do vice versa. There is no hard rule. But once you prepare for one exam, you should be able to prepare for other exam by 2-3 weeks.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, it should not. It is like easy. So you don't wait. You don't wait that, hey, okay, I'll do it later on. No. That can be done back to back. So I always encourage people to do back to back. For the associate level. And mock exam, this is developer associate, right? So, all right. I hope I just pasted the right one. But still, let me confirm. Okay, so I am in the course, right? I want you all to listen this part very, very carefully. Okay, this is, I don't know, it is very important. All I can tell you. Let me go to this, okay? Now look at this exam, right? How do I start showing you this? Okay, I'll say retake this exam, okay? Now, how many questions we have here? 65 questions, 2 hours, 10 minutes. If it is 2 hours, 10 minutes, which is 130 minutes, 130 minutes divided by 65. How many minutes you're going to find for each question? 2, right? 2, right? 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you read those two, if you go to that, exam questions, exam AWS exam site, this link I shared, read these two, you will get some difference. But in basic, the developer associate focused on more development oriented questions. So maybe there will be more API related questions and things like that. But solution architect talks about a little bit more high level, or more solution related instead of very much code development related. But you will not have to do any coding. You will not have to answer anything code related question. Okay, just to give you a very fair idea on that too. I usually recommend someone who already in the industry to go with developer associate first and then do solution architect next. But there is no hard rule. It's just my preference, right? I hope that answers here. So you have 2 minutes for each question. You have literally 2 minutes. The time is critical. You will see why. If you go begin this test. Now, tell me how much time you need to read this question. Just give an estimation by looking into the line numbers. 2, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 lines. How much time you may need?
At least a minute or more.
At least a minute. And what is your preference? How many times you gonna read this question? In a standard word. In a regular word.
One time.
You think you can do you think a regular person can comprehend by reading 6 lines problematic question and then be able to answer?
Not not a first timer, maybe the person who knows.
Yeah, so even the person who knows, it is extremely hard to comprehend by reading one time. Now, there is a technique to do it, okay? There is a technique to comprehend this, right? So in your old school style, in our old school style, what we have learned, if there is any exam question, we should read once, twice, thrice, unless we are 100% confirmed, right, what the question is all about, correct? I don't know, whatever you guys' schooling background is. My back home schooling background was like that. Read the question very, very carefully. Read 10 times before even you answer. But that doesn't apply in this type of exam, right? This type of exam are very time critical exam, and you have to make sure that you comprehend as fast as you can. So in the day one, you will not have that comprehension capabilities. Now, this is true even for practitioner exams. Those questions will be definitely much easier. But again, for anyone who is new, for them also, the comprehension will be something you're gonna feel some trouble, right? That is why you'll have to sit down for these mock exams. That's why these mock exams are extremely Important. Number one. Number two, so again, the first challenge is you have to practice. When you practice, you have to come to a mechanism that you can only read once and comprehend. You have to achieve this goal. One of the easy way to do it, the way I do, when I read, I start taking notes. I have a paper always with me in my right side as I'm writing on the right hand. And I do read, and I'm not going to read and do all that. This looks like it's talking about EC2 and instance, it's talking about whatever it is, right? I'm going to take note of some keywords, right? A company plans to host web applications, so it's talking about web applications. So I'm actually taking note while I'm looking into the question. And then it's talking about EC2, it's talking about auto scaling. I'm taking the keywords. Then application will be globally used by the users, upload and store several types of files based on user trends, files that are older than 2 years, blah, blah, blah. A solution architect of the company needs to create a cost-effective, scalable solution to store the old files, yet still provide durability and high availability. Now they're asking which of the following approach can be used to fulfill this requirement. So now to simplify, when you read this, you take keywords. If it is, because many of the question will be architecture related, design related, right? So you may also be able to create some diagram. Now, it will all look like junk here, what I'm taking. When you start reading and you know the services, this junk information will be extremely meaningful. When you look at this, after you read that question, it will make a lot more sense to you. Then you just straightforward go ahead to the answer. Go through a process of elimination instead of finding the right answer. So you do not try to find the right answer. Read this line number one. Why I'm not reading it and explaining this question is because this is an advanced level course and we didn't definitely discuss all these detailed things. But this same technique can be applied in cloud practitioner course. As I never appeared the cloud practitioner course, I do not have this in my account, so I cannot show you. But the same technique of comprehension you can apply there. You can do your own one, which one works for you best. I'm just sharing what I know, okay? And what worked for me and worked for many. So you go through elimination process. If this is something you think not right, just cancel it. Second one, okay, it might work. Okay, second one, cancel. Third one, go next, finish. So you go through elimination process, whatever remains, that will be the right answer for you. And if you have any doubt, you can mark and get back and review it. But do not think about review, mostly you will not get time at the end. So whatever answer you answer, it technically a final answer for you. So in short, you will have to gain a comprehension capability that requires you to practice. Number one. Number two, you apply some techniques so that you do not have to read this thing multiple times. In other words, gaining better comprehension capability. Now, again, and then go through that elimination process. These two basic techniques you can apply to read this question and answer this question. Subjected, you have learned the fundamentals of those services. Subjected, you have learned those fundamentals of those services using what? I have referred you that course. You can find any other course of your choice. I have nothing to dictate on that. And I also do not have any relation or affiliation with that guy. So you can actually use this resource to learn fundamental and then come here. Now, let's go ahead and do all of them, okay, in one go, which is going to be more than 2 hours. Once you are done, let's say for me, I'm going to say finish test, okay? Let's say you have appeared all of them. Now the real learning starts here. It will say I got below 0%, right? Which is true. But there is an option, something called review questions. This is how your learning starts. And that's why I love this exam paper. Now it says you answered something incorrect. Now it will give you which one is correct, but also it will give you a clear explanation. Okay? It will give you a clear explanations. Do you guys all see this entire screen? Oh, no, you don't see, right? Sorry, 1 second.
Oh, it's white.
Yeah, I just expanded my large screen. So do you see it now?
Yes.
It's now going to explain overall explanations. It's going to say with which they're talking about S3s because they need to temporarily remove these files to that locations and then store it in permanently in S3 and do bunch of stuff. All these things in a plain language, they're going to explain you here. So technically, what is happening? You are actually learning by giving this exam. Now, next phase is going to explain all of that. Why this question is correct, why this question is wrong. Now, this is going to give you now extensive amount of knowledge about those services. It will allow you to learn. Why? Because when they talk about these details, they will also leave you with some references. So what you should do, you should go ahead, even before go to the next question, before you go to next question to review, you make sure you review this section very, very carefully and thoroughly. So your first exam set may take 2 weeks to review or 1 week to review, depending on how much time you give. Because now every question, whether it is correct or wrong, my strong recommendation, you go through this review, go through this reference document, do some hands-on exercise. And when you feel confident, move on to the next question. That's how finish reviewing 65 questions. If 65 questions are covering around 50 services, after this review, your confidence should go from here to here. Up to here, is there any question?
Oh, this is great. One question. You said don't worry about review. There was one option where you have to go back and mark it. Like I apply certain question and I can go back.
Sorry, can you say one more time? I'm just trying
Like there were two options. One is to actually answer and another one is to mark it so I can double check later.
No, there is no option such. Okay, I'm just saying you keep a note, right? Sorry, I didn't clarify. So you can in your paper, right? You will always keep a paper. If you go to the exam center, they will allow you to keep a paper. You have to ask them to give you a paper and then a pen. So in the paper, you just say you keep a section called, let's say, review, and they say exam number 1, right? Say R and 1. And then if you have 10-15 minutes time at the end, you just know straightforward, I need to go back to question number 1 to review. That makes sense?
Okay, got it. There is no option there, but you can
No,
just
so far
double
I
check.
know there is no, okay. If there is something
I-
they have introduced, I am not aware. But as of now, even during my exam time, I didn't see this.
Got it.
For here, you can pause it because it is mock, right? They allow you to pause. But even you pause, you cannot really see the reviews. To see the reviews or feedbacks, you have to finish the exam. So that's why I stopped the exam. I said finished. Correct? Now, when I finished, I actually have access to all the exams. I can go read about this DynamoDB. I can read all the related questions. They are going to now give me an answer here, right? Number 3, the second question. So that is how you actually finish all of them, and you gain that level of confidence. Brother Nazir, I may take more 10 minutes. Okay, just to give you information. Thank you for joining here. Anyone else have any question on this? Yes, Tutorial Dojo is a great resource, and it is his very fast, course, the one I'm showing you here. And I'm a big fan of him. And that's the time when he actually started. And this course is now very, very rich. At that time, I think he had only 3 test exam. Now he has actually 6. Okay. It is John, he's a course. That's why they referred, if you go to the review section, you will see that they referred you to go there as well, Tutorial Dojo. They're actually Singapore based most likely, but they're Filipino companies. He has full Filipino team. Okay, so for developer associate, you can follow the exactly same method and you can get ready. So the summary is the most critical part is actually this mock. This mock will tell you how much you are ready. If you are not ready, only thing is that you have to go back and repair. And how do you repair, which service to repair? Because this exam question will tell you which service to read. And you will fail. You will miserably fail in some cases, which is fine, right? Fail, repair it. Like someone, was it Asif, brother Asif, you said about you have some experience already in the AWS?
Yes.
Okay, so as I was saying, this is a reverse way to identify what is your capacity, right? You get the exam question first. You start from number 6 first. Or number 5. Okay.
Okay.
Get the exam first. Exam course like is few bucks. Get that one first. Appear one test. and you will see where you are standing, right? And now
Yep.
you work back. Now you work backward. You know that
Yeah.
what level of knowledge you need to know. Now there are many other resources such as a Cloud Guru, which is now I think a Cloud Guru, they acquired Linux Academy and everything. I think it's called Plural Site now. So you can use those, but that will again cost you money and it will give you more options. But is it needed? To be honest, it's not needed. If you really wanted to have some deeper knowledge in many other areas, maybe those learning platform can help you out with a small subscription, or your company also may offer them. So you can also use them as a resource. But you need to remember your top most primary resource is this mock exam. It will tell you how much you have learned. Okay. This mock exam will tell you how much you have learned. And from there you can work backwards. And even those who are
It's a
doing,
great technique. Thank you.
yeah, no, and you are welcome. You're fine. I have identified. This is how I learned actually. I had no one to, because before even you book the exam, right? You need to get confidence that I am ready, right? Who gonna test you? No one gonna test you, right? It is not possible for someone to test, right? So you have to really go through some proven exam paper to test yourself. There are some test paper which is faulty, which is not very nice, but these test papers are battle tested. It is battle tested, literally battle tested. I'm everyone will talk about this test paper. This is written very nice, and it forces you to think, and those review helps you to go back and fix yourself, right? It just doesn't test you, it also refers you where to go and how to fix it. So yeah, anyone else have any question about exam preparation?
One quick question. Sorry, I don't want to be the only one, but I have a lot of questions.
No, sure,
Uh,
I'm happy to answer. Yeah.
So roughly, let's say today we start in my state. Maybe it's the same question for others. How many days, assuming we spend few hours a day, we should assume that will take days or weeks to actually reach that, okay, I'm ready for test, in your experience?
Okay. It's a good question, right? I think it will be very different person to person, right? My approach is a little bit hardcore approach. I did take my, I was in a situation where I really wanted to get it done and go do, right? So I was spending my day and night time to get this one accomplished, being someone never been in cloud and being someone not being in development for many, many years, right? So that's, I would say, a little different situation at the time. But the easy way to get your answer is to appear one test. Once you appear your test, you know your level, you know how much you know, and then you can start learning few things, maybe 1 or 2 days or 1 week. That will give you some better estimation that, okay, in over 1 week, I have improved this, I have covered these few services, and looks like I'm appearing in exam from 20%, now I'm hiking to 25%. Looks like this is a progress, right? That way, you can actually estimate how much time it will take. Instead, I give a number.
Got
For
it.
me, it took around roughly 2.5 months to finish my 2 certs in one go.
Okay, got it.
And
Thank you.
assume that I never worked in the cloud platform. I had just a small exposure. I never built anything, and I was very fresher at the time. Maybe I was in the industry. It was my second year of the industry, or maybe second year. Yeah. I hope that gives you a answer.
Yeah, this is good answer. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any other question? Anyone else, or Asif, brother? You can also ask. No problem. No question. I'll talk a few minutes after Brother Nazir finishes. But Brother Nazir, do you have anything to tell to the folks?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to join and thanks everyone for joining this session. And especially wanted to thank you, Brother Jahidul, for leading this 3-day session. I know it's not easy. Finding, personal time on busy weekend on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yesterday's session I heard went for almost like 3 hours. So finding this time and giving back to the community, really, really appreciate that. Alhamdulillah, this is a great start into introduction to AWS course as like a basic. We have another session next week by Brother Moy, which will take it into, I believe, more project hands-on work on this. We'll continue this journey by Brother Moin. And in future, I have been talking to another brother who just completed the AWS solution architect certification. So he will be coming in probably next month and share his experience. How did he do that recently and share any additional information with you guys. So inshallah, it's not the end, it's a beginning and the journey will continue. I'll also request everybody to please utilize this AWS WhatsApp group, which we have created. Ask your question, help each other as you're going through this preparation, as well as there are some experts like Jahidul Bhai, Mohamed Bhai, and others who can also help you in your day-to-day learning, certification part, or your real-life issues which you may have in your job. So that's all I want to share. Jahidul Bhai, is it possible to share this link of the GitHub or all the content into group as well, so people can have easily accessible to them and they can continue to request to join as they seem like appropriate?
Yeah, so this one is like, it was public, but I think it's not nice to have public. So all these people, those who has requested, we gave them access to this project, and those who will be coming to the next workshop, I have already provided access to the brother Moin, so he will be able to add new folks there. So I feel like it is more organized way to do it instead of doing all those PowerPoint and other stuff. That's my way of doing it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so and that's how I can have attach all those dynamic resources and whatnot. So brother Moin will have access, and anyone wants them, if they request, I am in the group. If they says that okay, we want it, so I will make sure that they have access within a reasonable amount of time.
Love it. Thank you so very much once again. Any question or comment for me, guys? And I'll send a feedback form to all of you who has joined as part of the WhatsApp group itself, and would probably do it tomorrow. I request you to take like just a couple of minutes to provide, what went well, or what are the things which we can improve as continue to. This is purely, as I said, service-based, charity-based thing where community members are coming to help each other. So I will appreciate your feedback and also encourage you guys, if you have a specialty in any other area where you wanted to provide the support, either from posting job to referring somebody, doing a mock-up interview, all those are welcome as part of the group. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just take a few more minutes, brother. Maybe I just wanted to give people one more heads up and information, which I haven't actually talked in details in the past. As you know, I am associated with my school, Izaan school, and we do have a full-fledged program on DevOps, which is a 6-month long program, DevOps and cloud computing, I would say. This program is actually a program focused on multiple routes, not only one route. This program can enable someone to be a cloud data engineer, can be a cloud engineer, can be a DevOps engineer, can be a cloud support engineer in the lowest low capabilities. So if you think that if any of your friends or family would like to invest time long term, maybe you can plan and check it out. It is another battle tested program. We have been rolling out it for last 4 years. It is now open for all in terms of fresher, because we extended this from 4 months to 5 months. Feel free to test it out. End of this month on 29th, we are starting a program for this year. So that's like something I wanted to give you a heads up. We do also run some executive training as well for the business clients, especially on the area of cloud. And also we have some other programs. At this point, this is one of our signature program. We also train people for fan interviews, especially Amazon. That's been my expertise. These are the few things I just wanted to share with the community. I will definitely appreciate that if you can share this info to your friends and family, and find out how transparent we are and what we do. You can find our feedbacks in the Facebook and all other places. Also, you can see in my YouTubes and all the other stuff, I'm very much public. I do love to talk about right things, what I feel right, especially in terms of career development, instead of just like running into some hype and illusions. I believe in a structured way of learning, and I believe that the good thing doesn't come in an easy way. It takes a lot of hard work, but if you do it in a right way, there is extremely good opportunities. I have been gifted and experienced with that journey after being in this country. I'm here from since 2017. I never been in tech. I came from merchant marine, which is nothing to do with tech. I do not have CS degree. I started this tech as a QA back in 2018 and continued my journey to DevOps, solution architect, now system development engineer at Amazon. So if it is doable, like people like me in a below par, I would say I was the bottom student of my classes in my college. So first from the bottom, you can take that way. So any of you can do it, but I think it requires that that way of taking things in a serious manner and doing in a systematic way. So one of the goal of this workshop was, as I said in the very first day, that to increase or to give you interest, to show you to bring some, give you some confidence that I can do it. This looks like interesting. It's not something, supernatural people can do it, right? Because this is a very vast area. There is a lot of opportunities. There is still huge lack of, there is a lack of resources in this area. Skilled resources, let me put it that way. So you still have opportunities, even the market situation is bad in many cases, right? So I hope that I was able to fulfill that goal. That was only my goal, I would say, to grow that interest among you guys about cloud computing, DevOps, and this area, especially in AWS or any other cloud platform. So I thank you all. I thank you, Nazir bhai, for this opportunity, and hopefully, inshallah, we'll try to help the community as much as I can. I am available through all other chat channels, LinkedIn, and anywhere. Get connected, talk to me, book a session. I think guidance is always open. It doesn't cost you money.
Thank you so much again, Jahidul bhai. Really, really appreciate this. Izaan school, I have heard great things about from so many people before even meeting Jahidul bhai. So definitely try it out, guys. Help support his business. So please join the community, help each other, and let's take it forward, inshallah. Thank you so very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the good words.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, guys. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, walaikum salam. Yeah, I'm just waiting to everyone to leave. I do not want to kick off people. Yeah, it was nice working. Yeah, if those few folks are remaining here, if you have any questions, I can still answer.
Jahidul bhai, so as we were troubleshooting, so I think your advice was for me to revisit how I configured the Lambda, right?
The API gateway first.
API gateway first. Okay. Okay. I have one question. When I designed the Lambda, right, there's a test option, right? So is that the test option that you do before you test from API gateway? API gateway?
Yeah, so I didn't show you how that works, right? There is a way to make it work. As I didn't show you that, it's just like it just like just do some UTF and ask that how to test Lambda using Lambda test feature.
Okay, sure.
Okay. That will thank you, brother Ash. If you do that, you will see, because the main thing is that the Lambda receives a payload actually. Okay, I didn't talk much about how Lambda works and the code works, right? It's not practical for me to talk. So Lambda in a function, Lambda handler function is nothing but a main method. In that main method, there is a variable, event variable. So it will it pass that event JSON, which comes from API gateway. The API will have some payloads, right? It will actually give entire big JSON event into this. So out of that event, it will extract some information and process, and then do whatever it says you to do.
Okay.
Okay. So now the thing is that to test it manually, you have to mimic that JSON. You have to know what exact JSON you should pass into the system. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that I didn't show here, right? So if you do some Google, you will see there are a lot of documents to do it. So you start with a simple one, and then it will make more sense.
Okay.
But for now, to do this workshop, you really do not have to understand this. It's not needed.
Okay, got it. I mean, it definitely stir up a lot of curiosity. I was trying for a long time
Just see,
and
like within few
troubleshooting.
hours, you have got an opportunity to build something. Think
Yeah.
from that perspective. It is small, but it is significant.
Yep, it is. It's
And
like
it is,
complete end to end, but in a smaller scale.
yeah, so, and it is highly scalable, actually. It's not like not scalable, it is highly scalable. This can take hundreds and hundreds of shots. It's not gonna go down. Okay. So again, this is just a way to understand and make your hands dirty and be able to what should I say? Understand the components, right? Now you can start adding more components, understand more deeply. There are so many things you can do, right? But you have to start in a systematic way. So within that precise amount of time, we try to start something systematic way, grow some curiosity within you, and help you out to understand this. And I hope that that worked. Just continue your work, like continue, utilizing all the resources we shared and the way we shared. If you want to do, want to continue self-learning. Self-learning is doable. It's not like impossible. But again, feel free to connect if you need any help on that.
Okay, okay, bye.
Yeah, thank you. Assalamu
Thank you so
alaikum.
much. Walaikum assalam.